Within the UK, most students will be able to apply to a range of excellent courses and institutions depending on the subject they want to study. You have access to a wide range of information to help you compare courses and universities, and we'll come on to talk about what is available and how to make the best use of them. University is not cheap, but you should think of it as an investment in your future. You have the option to choose a world-class product with your money, and the student finance system means you'll only make repayments when you are earning over this amount. Here is a typical example of what you might pay back. You'll have many factors to consider when choosing a course, but research from the University of Edinburgh's Centre for Educational Sociology indicates that reputation is consistently the key factor in decision making. Looking at the QS World Rankings of the world's top 100 universities, the UK has a significantly high proportion of world-class universities you could study at, only outdone by the USA, but whose population is over 300 million. Yes, you could go and study at an institution in Europe for around £2,000 a year, but the old adage of you get what you pay for may well be worth considering in this instance. When we look at these UK institutions in more detail, nearly all of them are Russell Group universities. So what exactly do we mean by the Russell Group of universities? Some people think it's the oldest or richest institutions, or those at the top of the league tables. The 24 universities which make up the Russell Group are focused on world-class research. The Russell Group attracts the very best academics from all over the world who are experts and leaders in their field. This also means a student population from around the globe, all eager to be part of a research-led community. A university like Southampton doesn't see itself competing at a regional or even national level. The research it carries out and the student experience it provides means they are striving to be one of the world's best. The Russell Group institutions generally focus on these three things equally as an educational philosophy: research, education and enterprise. What this means for students is studying at research-intensive institutions which are trying to deal with current and future problems facing us all. It's about this research feeding into the teaching so that what is being taught is relevant, inspiring, and give you the skills to find answers to these global issues. Finally, it's about the additional support, CV building skills, and link with employers that will enable you to be highly employable and go out and get a career once you have graduated. Obviously, there are many other institutions to choose from, and like with any product that costs £9,000, you need to look beyond a glossy brochure and a colourful website and see exactly what you're getting for your money. The key is you going to the best institution you can, one that will engage you, challenge you, give you the flexibility to tailor the course to suit your interests and prepare you for your future career. Visiting open days and doing your research into course choices will enable you to do this. One of the biggest barriers to students going to top universities comes down to A-level and sometimes GCSE choice. The Russell Group has produced a document called Informed Choices, which you can download or simply do a search for Russell Group Informed Choices. If you are unsure what you want to go on and study, in the document they suggest that by undertaking 2 facilitating subjects from this list, it will allow you to keep your options open. Many courses can have very specific entry requirements. If you already know the type of subject you want to study at university, check out the UCAS website to see what requirements there are for the programme. For example, music will often want grade 8 in an instrument. We spoke before about the range of information available to help you compare courses. We've already looked at world rankings, now let's take a look at some other comparison tools. Each year there are a variety of university league tables which are produced, which you should use as a guide to get a general sense of how well a university does. Remembering that within each institution, departments will have their own rankings and specialities. The Guardian, for example, tends to focus on areas such as student satisfaction, student-staff ratio and entry standards, whereas the Times will focus more on research assessment, the amount spent on academic services and graduate prospects. Which league tables or table you decide to use is very much up to you, but bear in mind they tend to produce different results and rankings for institutions. This is due to the different methodologies each table uses to compile its results. Information on these methodologies can be found on each website concerned. Simply select the one which best reflects what you seek from a higher education institution. There are also other sources you might want to consider, and we've included them in this free guide which you can download from our website. One of the requirements by the government of universities charging £9,000 was to provide information to help empower students to make a knowledgeable choice. Universities have provided a range of data which has been fed into the government's Unistats website in the form of key information sets. This website allows you to compare your chosen course side by side and look at a wide range of statistics about the course itself, the university and graduate prospects. The most useful data from all available is likely to be student satisfaction in conjunction with employability. The overall student satisfaction rating gives you a good indication that students have been happy at the university and enjoyed their experience. The employability figures tells you, are students getting good jobs after graduating? This has become an increasingly important statistic over the last few years as more and more students decide to undertake a degree programme and the jobs market has become increasingly competitive. However, it's really important to use these two figures together. For a highly vocational course like mechanical engineering, most graduates are likely to go straight into jobs. Here, the employability statistic is really useful. However, if you were to look at this figure for non-vocational subjects, for example those within humanities or social sciences, you may find the employability rate is somewhat lower. That's not to say that these degree programmes do not lead to employment. The figures are drawn from the Destination of Leavers for Higher Education survey, conducted nationally 6 months after graduating. Other things like travelling, looking for jobs or waiting for checks with civil service posts may mean a graduate is unemployed or doing a non-graduate job during this time. For this reason, it's important to use this type of data and need tables with a pinch of salt. Use them to inform, but don't be a slave to statistics. Ask universities for further information, 1, 2 and 3-year graduate destination surveys. Although you have a choice to save a few £100s each year on tuition fees at certain institutions, it's interesting to note that the site also lists average graduate salary, where the difference in earnings can be thousands of pounds. This is why going to the best possible university you can becomes really important, regardless of whether you wish to stay on for further study or enter the jobs market. So, we've looked at world rankings and the wealth of world-class universities within the UK, how to use league tables as a general guide and gain an understanding of an institution's overall performance and reputation, remembering that every institution will have its specific strengths and outstanding departments within them. Finally, the use of the Unistats website to compare your university choices, and remember that overall student satisfaction and employability and further study rates will give you a good overall picture of the course.